Okay, so we have another cold day. This weather just seems to never stop every year. We want the warm weather to come and the meltdown to happen, but we sunk back into the cold Arctic air again. You know, I don't know every year because I don't remember how long it lasted last year. I know it was a long winter, and it just seems like it is every year. I mean, moving into April, we want it to warm up, and it's not. So it's really depressing, but everything in this world is depressing when you think about it. And try not to think about it. Place your thoughts on Him, who gives us strength to continue in this wicked eon and to endure as God would have us endure with His strength. So I'm going to continue reading this little tract here, A Song of the Night, because it's a beautiful little writing. I'm sharing it in parts because it needs to be absorbed. And I'm not the best reader or articulator when it comes to words and reading, but I can only pray that you get something out of it. All right. Sometimes it may be said that many unscriptural theories may be laid at the doors of poets and hymn writers. And this is no doubt true. But it is also true that among the many poets who have been found in the family of God's children down through the years, there are those to whom we all are indebted for their ability to express the depth of feeling common to us all. If we believe God, they could say well some of those things which at some time or another every believer wishes to say, especially the intimate and personal things, for instance. And thou, O Lord, by whom are seen thy creatures are they be, or as they be. Forgive me if too close I lean my human heart on thee. So as you can see, the poets and the ones who write, and there have been many writers who are just awesome writers that I've gone through, especially in the Unsearchable Riches. And I really enjoy it. I really love it. You know, you absorb it spiritually and you get something from it. Like I said, I'm not the best reader, but at least I can bring something to the table here on my channel that might uplift in spirit to a brother or sister who needs it. At the moment, they need it. And this is God's operation. He works through us, as always. Scripture has a good deal to say about night to us, who are described as children of the light and of the day. And one of its most remarkable disclosures is that to God darkness and light are both alike. If I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, even the night shall be light about me. Yea, the darkness hideth not from thee, but the night shineth as the day. The darkness as the light are both alike to thee. Psalm 139, verse 12. We are not here being told that God, being omniscient, can see in the dark. God is not a man with man's eyes. He is far more than that, for darkness makes no difference to him. It is all the same as if it were day. He that keepeth Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. We should all be aware of this, but with mortal minds it is difficult to comprehend that God is always there, omnipresent, and that, even in our bleakest hour, He is immediately accessible. Speak to Him, thou, for He heareth, and spirit with spirit can meet. For closer is He than breathing, and nearer than hands and feet. In the wakeful silence of the night, when all the stridency of earth is dimmed and distant, we have an opportunity for a degree of intimacy of spirit hardly possible at any other time. The adversary's dismal apparitions, which can make us feel so miserable, can be entirely banished if we remember, as Paul wrote for us, that the Lord is near. The memories which shame us yield to a better remembrance, in the words of the Indian convert, Krishna Pal. O thou my soul, forget no more the friend with all thy miseries bore. Let every idol be forgot, but O my soul, forget him not. Wakefulness at night was no stranger to the Apostle Paul, and we recall that he and Silas were not only wakeful, but also in dire discomfort when they set that striking example to us all. They had been flogged, thrust into an inner prison, and their feet made fast in the stocks. Here is misery indeed. Now at midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and sang hymns to God. Now the prisoners listened to them. Acts 16:25. Few of us will ever be in such condition as they were. We are more likely to be imprisoned by our own depression in the mind. If Paul and Silas could sing a song of praise in the night, how much more should we? On the mental and spiritual plane, the result will be the same. All our doors will be opened and all our bands loosed. A great merit of Scripture record is that it always tells the truth, not only about God, but also about the men who worship him. And since they are men, that record is one of failures as well as faith. It is for our encouragement that we should realize that the great and good men of Scripture did not always walk on high places. David, with all his glorious thoughts of God, still writes, I stretched out my hand in the night, my soul refused to be comforted. Job too said, in the night season my bones are pierced in me, and pains that gnaw me take no rest. But Elua, which is one of his friends or companion, reminds him, where is God, my maker, who giveth songs in the night? Job 35:10. The silent emptiness of night is prone to make us vividly conscious of self, physically, mentally, and spiritually. A tiny self lost in a universe of infinite dimension. Despite all we know of Scripture, we wonder how God can possibly concern himself with our personal welfare, since each one of us is just a minute fragment of a teeming race, which is reproducing itself at a rate of something like 5,000 souls every minute, and way more in these days since this has been written. We look through a window at the starlit sky and murmur to ourselves, when I consider the heavens and the work of thy fingers, the moon and the stars which thou dost direct, what is man that thou art mindful of him? But this is precisely the point. God is mindful of man, not only in the mass, but much more individually and intimately. That is the reason for our song in the night, a song which comes to us just as quickly as we leave our obsession with self and engage all our faculties in concentration upon him. To concentrate upon him is to fill our mind with recollections of his word, and many will join in the testimony that his word, so remembered, is indeed spirit and life, and a potent source of ease for mind and body. The weight lifts, the depression fades away, the tormented thoughts revolving as a treadmill in our minds give place to a harmony that uplifts the heart in thankfulness. Okay, so I'm going to end there, and we'll continue this at another time, because there's still a few more pages here with this beautiful writing.